Welcome to the butanol unit. Unless you sit for this session, you will not be allowed to enter the butanol unit unescorted. The objective of this session is to ensure everyone working or visiting the butanol unit is aware of the hazards of carbon monoxide, its characteristics, the potential areas of exposure, the effects and symptoms of overexposure, the safe limit, the detection system, and knows how to respond. Carbon monoxide is present everywhere. It is normally formed by incomplete combustion of any carbon-containing material. The smoke from cigarettes, for example, contains up to 800 parts per million of carbon monoxide. In an accident late last year, 4 in a family who were left in a car with the engine and air conditioning on were found unconscious and later were confirmed dead due to exposure to this gas. To make butanol, we use the synthesis gas from Petronas ammonia. The synthesis gas, which contains 25% carbon monoxide, or the equivalent of 250,000 ppms, and 75% hydrogen, will be processed to remove some hydrogen to bring the carbon monoxide and the hydrogen to 50-50 proportions, thus increasing the concentration of carbon monoxide to 50% or 500,000 ppms in most areas inside the butanol unit. In the butanol unit, the potential exposure areas are syngas battery limit area with 250,000 ppms, the crude syngas cooler area with 250,000 ppms, the membrane area with 500,000 ppms, the syngas treatment area with 700,000 ppms, the LPO reaction area with 500,000 ppms, and the butanol flare area with 250,000 to 500,000 ppms. Carbon monoxide is not easily detected because it is colorless, odorless, and tasteless, meaning that we cannot detect it using the human senses. It is slightly lighter than air, so it will travel upwards very slowly, and the potential of the gas to be trapped at the ground level is great. The hazard classification is 3. It is considered as a silent killer and the main cause of death in the mining industries. Carbon monoxide is toxic if inhaled. It may cause physical disability to an unborn child, and if inhaled, one may feel drowsy and nauseous, dizzy, and may become unconscious. Carbon monoxide is absorbed by the human body 300 times faster than oxygen. It binds up the hemoglobin and prevents blood from transporting the oxygen. You can become unconscious when your blood is saturated with more than 50% carbon monoxide. If you do become unconscious in an area that is highly exposed to carbon monoxide, the concentrations of carbon monoxide in the blood will continue to rise. If you're not rescued on time, you would most probably die. The safe limit allowed for individuals exposed to carbon monoxide for 8 hours is 35 ppms. At 200 ppm, you may experience occasional mild headaches in 2 to 3 hours. At 400 ppm, headache and nausea in 1 to 2 hours. At 800 ppm, which is equivalent to the amount in cigarette smoke, headache, nausea, dizziness, and unconsciousness will result in 45 minutes. At 1600 ppm, headache, nausea, and dizziness in 20 minutes, unconsciousness in 1 hour or less, and death in 2 hours. If exposed to 3200 ppm, nausea and dizziness will result in 2 to 10 minutes, unconsciousness in 20 minutes, and death in 30 minutes. At 6,400 ppm, nausea and dizziness will result in 1 to 2 minutes, unconsciousness in 5 to 6 minutes, and death in 10 to 15 minutes. At 12,800 ppms, equivalent to 1.28%, you will experience all the same symptoms and face death in 1 to 3 minutes. Imagine what would happen at 250,000 ppms or 700,000 ppms. Because it is colorless, odorless and tasteless, carbon monoxide can only be detected with the use of special equipment. There are 82 permanent detectors at all levels in the butanol units. Wherever these detectors are found, you are actually surrounded by equipment containing carbon monoxide. All of these detectors are connected to the butanol control room. At 50 ppm, the DCS warning alarm will go off. The panel operator will ask the outside operator to check for any carbon monoxide leaks.
Zul, Azrain coming.
When 2 or more carbon monoxide detectors detect the presence of this gas, all the blue lights in the unit will flash. The operator or supervisor will decide whether to activate the unit evacuation alarm. Whenever the blue light flashes or the evacuation alarm is activated, you are to evacuate the unit immediately by walking crosswind to a safe location upwind. You have to watch the wind direction. The butanol operation shelter may not be the safe place if the wind is blowing from the southwest. If you find somebody unconscious inside the butanol unit, do not approach the person as he or she could have inhaled carbon monoxide. Without the proper personal protective equipment, you may become the next victim. Most of the fatalities are due to attempts to rescue colleagues. To call for help, push the red emergency button. If you notice leaks in the equipment containing the syngas, get to the nearest escape pack, put it on, then call for help by pressing the blue vapor alarm button. Walk crosswind to a safe location upwind, then wait for the emergency response team to come. The emergency response team will be fully equipped to perform the rescue. Do not endanger your life by attempting to rescue others.